That I want to do this video to expose my truth, but I wanted to do this video to help somebody who has gone through this, or somebody who is currently going through this and doesn't know how to get over it. I know you guys read the title, and in this video I'm going to be sharing my truth on experiencing suicidal and depression thoughts after a breakup. Like I said, I juggled with this, and I wasn't too sure if this is something I wanted to do, but I feel like I've grown over the situation. I'm not hurting over the situation anymore. I can breathe now, so I'm here to spread love and give some tips to somebody who needs this. Had I had the same advice when I was going through this, maybe it would have been easier for me to get through it, but I'm grateful for everything that I did go through because I'm here today to talk about it. The first thing I want to touch on is a lot of people don't take mental health serious enough, and I say that because I'm somebody who definitely has anxiety issues. If you want to know more about that, you can check that out on the channel as well. I have a video there. But mental health is a serious issue in today's world. I find that it's more common now in this generation. I don't remember or hearing about it when I was younger. It wasn't really spoken about, or maybe it was just hidden from people. But mental health is very important, and I want you to know that if you're somebody who's going through or suffering with any type of mental health, whether it's anxiety, depression, panic attacks, suicidal thoughts, don't think that anything's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. I like to look at it as we're all fragile, we're all sensitive, and I feel like things don't just happen just because. I feel like things have happened to us that cause, it's like a cause and effect, basically what I'm trying to say is. And I feel like it's frowned upon, and I feel like as soon as you tell somebody that you're feeling sad or gloomy, right away think you're depressed, or if you're acting angry and irate, then you have anger issues, and so on and so forth. And I just think that's wrong. I'm tired of the titles, I'm tired of the labels, and I'm in no way trying to be a psychologist or a professional, but I'm here to tell you that you're not crazy. You are a human being. You all deal with pain differently in different situations. Some people are able to deal with it better than others. Just wanted to put that out there first. Yeah, so basically I got into a relationship at a time when I was in a vulnerable state. That was number one. And I got involved with this guy. He wasn't really my type, but he was somebody to chill with, all that good stuff. You know how that goes. And he was very persistent. He was very consistent. He was very, very, very charming and very manipulative. So all of those things played a part as to why I fell for this guy to begin with. I'm somebody who is very, very rough around the edges and not really too easy when it comes to relationships, because I feel that most guys are just out for one thing and one thing only. And in all reality, that's not true. I like to play it smooth, I like to feel you out, I like to observe, and I like to pay attention to certain things to let me know, hey, it's okay, I can let my guard down, you're not gonna hurt me. And in this situation, this man, like I said, he had all the characteristics, wasn't really heavy on the eye, wasn't really my type, but I didn't care about that. I didn't want to be shallow. I was like, it's about here. It's your personality. It's how you make me feel. Can you make me laugh? Everything I wanted and needed, this person was given to me at the time. Again, I was still very hard. I had my wall up and I wasn't too sure about it. Long story short, as time went on, I fell for him. I started to like him. He was no longer in the friend zone. I didn't look at him as a friend. I started to feel more feelings for him, the way he expressed his feelings to me. He made me feel like it was okay to be myself. He made me feel like it was okay to loosen up. He made me feel okay to be myself. So I thought that he was the one. Not only did I think that from my perspective, but my family also really liked him, especially my mother. And when you get your mother's approval, then you already know. You're like, oh, I'm good. My mom said she likes him. I basically was like, this may be a good situation for me. Let me just play it and take it one day at a time. Before I knew it, I was head over heels with this guy. I really gave him my all. I gave him my trust. I gave him myself. I gave him my soul. I gave him my time. I gave him my effort. Everything that I had, I gave it to him. I gave it all to him. And I was receiving it from him, so I thought. We spent a lot of time together, a lot of nights together. We were basically inseparable, and we spent most of our time together, like most couples do. When you first find somebody that you're interested in, all you think about is them, you just want to spend time with them, you know, you get intimate with them, then that's when your souls really connect, and that's when your feelings really start to evolve and start to get more stronger, because you have somebody that makes you feel good. somebody makes you feel good not only on the outside but in the inside as well. So it started to get real serious for us. We started talking about kids, marriage, all of this, everything that everybody wants in a relationship. And you know, I was hearing a little bit of this and a little bit of that in my ears, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I'm very strong, like I said, and I don't like to listen to hearsay. So I like to find things out for myself. But my intuition still wasn't 100% sure about him, but I loved the feeling that he gave me, so I just wanted to keep feeling that feeling. Before I knew it, I found out so much. I found out so much. I found out that he was with this girl, that girl, this girl, that girl, this girl, that girl. It got so bad that he'd leave my house and get picked up from another girl. Or he'd leave my house and go be with somebody else that lived in the same area as I did. It became to the point where it was just sickening. This is where I started losing myself and forgetting who I was, because I started doing things I wouldn't normally do. Snooping in his phone, you know, just checking in for him, trying to go on his social medias, doing things that us women, men do when you're into somebody and you give them your all and you feel like they're playing with your heart. That's when you start kind of losing yourself. And I'm not the type of person who has ever been really jealous unless you give me a reason to. Once you give me a reason to, then I have every right to feel like that. I have every right to feel insecure now. And once I started feeling insecure, I knew that I was spiraling down to a path I didn't want to go. Cheating started to get worse. The lies started to get worse. His attitude, his affection, his attention, it started to shift. It became me. The arguments became my problem. I was the cause of the arguments, manipulating me, making me think that I was the one that was doing something wrong, when in all reality, it was just a cover-up so that the blame wasn't placed on him and it would have to fall on me. And then my mind would start thinking it really was me. I started feeling less than. I started feeling low. Started feeling ugly. I started feeling like I wasn't doing enough. I was trying to do the things that he wanted so that I could be all that he needed. But even still, when I gave him my all, went out of my way, invested my time, still wasn't enough. Those girls were still there. They were still there. The phone would go off. And then it got bad to where there was a lock on his phone. I couldn't get into his phone. That was a red flag right there. When I first met him, there was no lock. Those were signs all around me. So I knew that this wasn't going to be a good relationship. It really got to the point where I started getting out of character. I started fighting him. I started getting physical with him. I started accusing him with the right reason, because I had receipts. And everything was just a lie. Oh, you're crazy. The first defense is you're crazy. No, that's not what it is. This, that, and the third. And in all reality, I knew he was doing me wrong. And then I got to a point where, you know, he had a baby on me. And I felt like that was the lowest of the low. Very, very violated. Not only was my self-esteem low and gone, but I was humiliated from all the people that knew both of us. I felt like I had an image to upkeep and people knew me to be a well-respected young lady. And dealing with somebody took me out of character, made me do things I wouldn't normally do. Make me act out, make me act childish, make me say things, make me be aggressive, make me be ugly, when that wasn't who I was. I think the last straw was when I found out that you know, he was having a baby. Like, there's no coming back from that. I found out so much. There's so many different things, so many different signs that were there that I didn't pay attention to because I was so wrapped up in what I thought was love, and I really was just getting played. The worst pain I've ever felt. And then when I confronted him about the situation, I couldn't get an answer. Everything was lies. Everything I asked was being denied. I remember just trying to work it out. I remember just seeing what I could do to make it better, and nothing I said worked. He said he didn't want to be with me. He said that he didn't want anything with me. But he had different plans. He had different motives. And then I became real low. I became dark. I was disrespected. I felt broken. I felt like I gave somebody my all. You give somebody your all, and just to find out that their motive was not the same motive that you had. I was in it for the long haul. They were in it just for whatever they were in it for. I lost myself. I was so depressed. I've experienced depression maybe a few times, or everybody's hit a point where they've been sad about something. But when I tell you that this depression was so real, I literally didn't want to talk. I wasn't eating. I literally cried for at least 2 weeks straight. And I knew something wasn't right. I had those thoughts of not wanting to be here anymore. I knew I needed to get help. I knew that what I was feeling was so real that nothing anybody told me can make it feel better. I felt like every single day that went by was so long. Each day was so long. Didn't want to wake up. I just didn't want to feel what I felt. I feel like a breakup is the worst thing, and it's like no matter what you did, nothing was good enough. They don't want you. They make you feel so unwanted. All you can think about is all the things that you tried to do, all the effort that you put into that person. Anything and everything that person wanted or needed, you were there for them. And they just kicked you to the curb like you were just a piece of nothing. Beat myself up because I said I knew that this wasn't the right thing for me. I never go with my gut feeling, and our bodies never lie. You feel something's not right, but you forget about all the bad signs, and you just want to keep feeling the good things that this person does for you, whether it's in a sexual way, whether it's you guys have the same habit, whether it's just having companionship, having somebody make you feel wanted, making you laugh, making you feel safe, making you feel protected, giving you something that you lack, and that person is there to give it to you. I wanted to hold on to that. I wanted to feel that feeling. I never wanted it to go away. So when that feeling had to go away, and it was forced, it wasn't something that we both decided, and I had no control over the situation. I wanted to die. I thought about it. I premeditated it. I contemplated. I even wrote a letter to my mother, and I just couldn't take it. Pain from a heartbreak of somebody is so real. I don't wish that on my worst enemy, because when you love somebody or you think you love somebody and they break your heart, I felt it in my chest, I felt it in my stomach, I felt it in my soul, I felt it everywhere. And I didn't look forward to the next day. I didn't want to see tomorrow. I didn't want to even get through the day. I wanted to feel numb. I didn't want to feel that intense pain. I didn't want to hear about who he was with. I didn't want to see who he was with. I didn't understand. And I wondered, how could somebody be so insensitive and so cruel and not give me a valid reason? No closure, no nothing. My days just were miserable. And everybody in my family was telling me to get over it like it was just a piece of cake. Like, you know, when you just gotta jump off a sidewalk or drive over a speed bump, like it was that easy. Nobody understands the pain that you go through when somebody hurts you. We all have felt pain. To feel like I wanted to kill myself and take myself away from this world, when I know that God has so many things and blessings that with my name on it, I prayed. Even though I was discouraged and even though I was angry at God, there was nobody else that could get me through it. What I started to do was I started to stop calling. You need to stop calling the person. You need to stop trying to keep seeing them. You need to cut off all ties with them, no matter how hard it is for you, because sometimes separation anxiety is crazy. When you're used to somebody every day, how can I go without them? How can I be without them? I need to call them. Let me just text them. Let me go on their social media. Stop it all. It's going to be so hard, but you have to take their number out your phone. You have to delete them, block them from all social medias. Do not listen. Do not check up on them to see who they're dating. Let me tell you something. I am grateful for the pain that I have endured with this situation. Now looking back at it, because now I know what not to stand for. Now I appreciate who I am. Now I know myself. I gain my confidence, and I know that I will never ever let somebody break me or get into my mind to the point where I lose myself, to the point where I wanted to take my life. For no man, no woman, no girl, no boy is worth it, okay? We all gonna shed tears. That's a normal human emotion when we feel pain or we're sad. That's fine, but to take your life or even think about it, they're not worth it. God always shows us signs of things that we may not see during the process, but you will understand it later on in life. And that's how I had to look at it. When I was going through, I didn't understand. I was questioning my faith. I questioned God. Why would this happen to me? I'm such a good person. I did so good by this person. Why? God showed me a way of how to fix things and how to see things clearer. That person wasn't for you. So if this is something that you're feeling and somebody has hurt you, they are not for you. If they were for you, think about it. You wouldn't be feeling the pain that you're feeling right now. You wouldn't be hurting right now. You wouldn't be contemplating suicide. You wouldn't be thinking these dark thoughts. You wouldn't be crying. You wouldn't be depressed. You wouldn't stay away from family. You wouldn't stop doing your regular activities. You wouldn't be eating, or you wouldn't be overeating. These are the things that you don't need to deal with when somebody is causing and inflicting this pain on you. Cut off all ties with them. Look at yourself in the mirror and get yourself back. Tell yourself that you're beautiful. Know your worth. Wipe your tears. It's okay to cry, but guess what? Wipe your tears and pick your head up. It's not the end of the road for you. There is somebody else out there for you. You got this. You need to seek therapy, then that's fine. We all need somebody to talk to. I didn't do that. I literally had to feel every single pain each day, and it literally took me a good 2 years. But each day, my tears got less and less. And each day my strength got stronger. Cut ties off. I stopped looking on social media. Started writing down the things I didn't like about the person. I started writing down the things that the person did to me that hurt me. I started keeping myself busy. Don't stay stuck in the house. The first couple of days are gonna feel like hell. And you know what? We gotta go through that, because sometimes you gotta go through things so you can grow through things. And you will appreciate the outcome. Write down what you're feeling. Try not to be by yourself. I know that during the process you feel like nobody understands that you're feeling, but I know what you're feeling. I've been there. So try not to be by yourself, and if you do need some time for yourself, don't make it a habit. Just try to go outside, breathe in some fresh air, try to do some workouts, try to run, try to release the anger, try to, sweat to release the endorphins that our body has that helps you. Try to do things that make you feel happy. Do the things that you once did before, whether it's a hobby, whether it's dancing, whether it's singing, whether it's some type of craft, whatever it is that you like to do. Try to get yourself busy, keep yourself occupied. Listen to music that you love. If ever you do not play any love songs, because I feel like that just will make it worse for you. Try to listen to music that's uplifting, whether it's gospel music or whatever type of music that puts you in a happy place. Or if you're feeling angry, then play that type of music that says, I want to kill you, beat your ass, this, that, and the third. If that helps you to feel better and get over the situation, then do that. Write down what you feel and why you feel that way, and what that person has done and how that person made you feel, and then go back and look at it, and then start soul searching. Ask yourself why you stayed that long. Ask yourself why you dealt with that abuse. Ask yourself why you dealt with the disrespect. Ask yourself why you dealt with the verbal abuse. A lot of times it has so much to do with ourselves. Yes, people hurt us, people harm us, but we have the choice. We have the ability to say, no, this is not what I want. Stop it before it gets too far and nip it in the bud. But again, I know sometimes we're in a place where we're vulnerable and we just make choices that aren't our best because we aren't at our best in our mind. So what I do want to say, the last tip that I want to share with you is that do not try to jump into another relationship when you are still broken, because you are already left with scars. So what is that going to do? You're just going to be inflicting scars onto that new person. And that new person may have the best intentions for you, but because you're already hurt, you're going to hurt them. And hurt people hurt people. So you need to take this time during this breakup and worry about you. Put yourself first. Figure out what you need to do to build up your strength, to build up your self-esteem, to build up your heart, to build up your confidence again, because a heartbreak will leave you left broken. It'll leave you left so insecure, so not confident, and just feeling so unworthy and less than. And that could lead you into a worse situation than you are already in, because you're afraid of being alone and you're afraid of not feeling love. So the next person that is right away showing you that, you just gravitate to that because that's what you feel you need, because you're hurting so bad. But little do you know, you're hurting yourself more. Take the time to heal. Like I said, I'm so grateful for what I went through, minus the pain and all of the humiliation, yes. But it made me who I am today. It made me the strong, grounded woman that I am today. And it led me to such a beautiful soul, my husband, that I have now. Sometimes God puts things in front of us to hurt us, to show us things, so that we're more aware of what's yet to come for the next situation. He's preparing us to be our best versions of ourselves. So sometimes when things are a fail for us, that's not the end of the world. That just means there's something better out there for you. When you start feeling down and you thinking these deep thoughts, just know that person that hurt you, are they hurting, or are they out just living their best life while you're in your room crying, you're in the car crying, you're just withering away because this person hurt you? They're not worth your tears. They are not worth your heart. You have so much more to live for. You have so many people that love you and care about you, and you have somebody that's out there waiting for you. It's your time. It will be right in front of you. We'll tell you this: you will get through it. It's not going to be like this forever. And I know right now it may seem like that, but I promise you, stay strong. Time heals all wounds. Just keep moving. It will get better. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that I was able to touch